Hey y'all, Jordan Rowe here, and I'm excited that my album Bad Case of the Good Old Boy is finally out, and I'm here with a couple friends now to talk about one of the songs on there called Had a Ball.
Slid headfirst at home, we had a ball.
I wrote it with these guys, Jordan Walker and Jacob Davis right here, so we're going to tell y'all a little bit about how we wrote it. If I remember right, me and Jacob were writing like a couple weeks before we wrote Had a Ball. And we had a song, and then at the end of it, I was like, dude, I got this other thing I think we could write together, and it's Had a Ball. And we kind of talked about it a little bit, and we both thought Jordan should be in on it, would crush it.
Yeah, I got lucky on there. Thank y'all for thinking about me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I remember we texted the idea, typed out the thoughts to you, and then you were like, dude, I'm so on this. I remember going on the interstate and getting that text from you like, hey, I'm all over this, let's do it.
I just remember the day we wrote it was we were over at Black River, and Jacob used to ride over there, and I just remember talking about it, and it just kind of fell out, because Jacob and I are both, older brothers, and just talking about playing in the backyard with your little brother, throwing the baseball. There's a line in it that says, "That's your little brother, boy, don't throw it that hard."
That's my favorite line in it.
That's pretty awesome. So that was a good day. It was a good day.
It was.
I think that everything kind of fell out organically. And there was something about that room too that was just.
It was great.
That's
we wrote a lot of great songs in that room.
It's like that white piano.
We need to ask Black River if we could just rent that room. None of us write there anymore, but reach out to them.
Yeah.
I think that too, when that idea presented itself, me and you both just kind of knew, like, dude, there's something here.
Right.
Yeah. And we know Walker enough to just kind of be like, dude, I think that he would be, if we can put up with him long enough, he can really find some magic here.
Right.
That's just one of those sayings, like, oh man, we had a ball, and then the way we spun it with the baseball and then the girl and the whole thing, man, I think it really worked.
It wrote itself. All the parts were there, and I was like, you're so good at putting those little details, those images together, the kids playing the baseball, the coach.
I get lucky sometimes.
What am I good at though, Jerry?
What is he?
Everything. I mean, everything.
He had the room. He had the room.
He had the room.
That's right.
No, that's awesome, man.
It's fun, and dude, I think you crushed it, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Track sounds awesome.
Man. That just kind of I think we captured it and we wrote it in the best way that we could, in landing a hook. So
the emotion of
it.
The emotion of it's great. So y'all guys crushed it.
Yeah, man. What we wrote that 2 years ago?
Yeah, probably every
something
bit of
like that. And ever since we wrote it that day, I remember turning it in, everybody loving it, and just knowing, hey, no matter how old the song is, it's gonna get cut.
That's right.
That's awesome.
You know what else is awesome about it too is it's not necessarily like a sad song. It's kind of like a being in the moment and like, look, things they run their course and then they're over. There's no ill will or hard feelings. It's like, look, we did what we did. We had a blast.
Yeah. It's one of those things too. Like, I remember a few months ago, I was driving home and I saw a couple kids in the backyard throwing a baseball. And I just remember I'm the oldest of 5 boys, and I remember being like, dang, I miss that. You know what I mean? Just like getting out of school, running home, grabbing your gloves, and being like, all right, who's batting, who's pitching, who's catching? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It was awesome. So that song really captures that. It was great.
Absolutely. I mean, when we went in the studio with Derek Wells, and we didn't know at the time which producer we would have or anything, and we kind of landed on Derek, and it was such a blessing to get to work with him, and he's so talented.
It's crazy good.
And he was, had this idea of how it should sound, and we used kind of an old Kenny Chesney as the reference, the old Kenny feel.
I love it.
Yeah.
And so it's piano heavy, which I love, which is how we wrote it.
Yeah.
And anyways, we started out in the studio cutting it with a full band, which was awesome, but it seemed like every time we removed an element, it got better and better and more emotional.
Yeah, well, like Jake said, it was like, it's not a crazy emotional song, but to have that dynamic of because we wrote it on a piano. You know what I mean? It was him sitting at the piano, me and you standing around it talking about it, and like that moment kind of captured it. And like if you throw too much at it early on, you kind of lose that emotion. Yeah. So like the piano thing up top it's awesome.
And that's how we started out. It was like it was just rocking in the chorus, in the studio and everything. And I was like, that's cool, but I want to feel it more. So we would just take a little layer, a little guitar part off.
Less is more,
The less was more. And
you know what, dude? Being able to have a relationship like that with somebody like Derek, from the artist to producer to say like, because a lot of times the artist, you'll fight for that tempo. And look, you're thinking radio and things like that.
Thinking live show.
But you can ruin a song that way,
for
man.
Sure.
Because you lose the emotion of it. But I don't know. I think you guys, I love that y'all slowly stripped back.
Yeah.
And then got to the bones of it. And you're like, oh, this is it.
And I mean, Derek's great at that because he could obviously been like, no, I'm a guitar player. I want it big. I want it heavy, you know. But him being a producer and being so artist friendly, he was like, look, how did y'all write it? How do you want it to sound? And that's a true professional.
Yeah,
so it sounds great.
For sure.
Absolutely. And that's Had a Ball. So I hope y'all like it as much as we do.